All right, La Morena Tex Mex BBQ rub. That's what we're using today. And we've just had snow all night long. And I'm out here in San Angelo, Texas. And I'll just tell you what, I'm used to that stuff, for one thing. And in addition to that, we've been without water for about a week. Just got water back yesterday to be able to shower and actually wash dishes and wash clothing. So that's been great. Now, getting these chuck roasts into sear. That's what we're working on. I'm using a cast iron skillet. Cast iron's great for searing, and we're going to get these nice and seared up as much as possible. I really like to get a good sear on my roast before I put them in the oven. And like I said, lots of snow on the back porch today. Would love to start up the grills and smokers and all that other stuff, but a lot of things going on right now, and so doing this in the oven. So got everything seared up, searing all the sides, and every side you should try to sear that up and really seal that in good. So I love that. Love that mild reaction from the searing that we're getting here. So let that happen. Just give it plenty of time to sear. It doesn't take long at all. Just go ahead and do it and make it happen. As we go on, we will see that we are going to have a couple of just great pieces of meat here. I put that other one on top, that other one sear a little bit more. I'm going to pull these over into my pan. I've got a pan here with some olive oil in it and all those meat drippings, and we're not going to let that go to waste, are we? Not at all. I'm definitely going to use some onions and get all these things sauteed up. And in the end, these will end up being caramelized onions. I had a load of onions that I had saved, and so I'm just going to go ahead and use these. I've got some sweet onion, some white onion, and some red or purple onion, depends on who you ask, but semantics. And there's a La Morena again. Got these nice and seared. They are in the pan, and we're going to keep working on these onions until they get exactly where we need them to be. Got them reduced down a little bit, so, and still smoking. My son-in-law stayed with us the last 2 days. He works nearby. Could not go home because of the ice on the roads. It was pretty dangerous, and so he stayed with us the last 2 days while my daughter was at her house. And wanted to make him a good lunch also, since it's Valentine's Day. Wanted my wife to have a nice meal as well. And figured, hey, I haven't got to make any meat in a few days. I've got these chuck roasts that I pulled out last night. And I'm just liberally seasoning these with the La Morena Tex Mex BBQ rub. Some great stuff too. You've got some great flavors. I will need to try it out on the smoker as well. But man, even in the oven, really good. And like I said, liberally seasoned. These are about 1.25 inches to 1.5 inches thick on these roasts. So I want to be sure that they have plenty of seasoning. We're going to cut those across. I'm just going to pop these onions in here. What I like to do with these, I like to get them in the pan, and I like to go ahead and put the meat on the top of these, because what's going to happen is all of that juice draining out of that meat and being excreted will get all over those onions and will just reduce them down even further and make them so tasty. So that's what we want. We want to get those caramelized onions. You see right now they're cooked, but they're not all the way caramelized. So once you get these in the pan and you get the meat on top of them and you get all those juices mixed in and they cook for a couple of hours, they will come out really nice. So I did have a couple in there that were a little bit overcooked, but no worries there. You know, those onions, whenever you cook them, they do get a little bit of sweetness in them the more you cook them. And so got these here, and like I said, I'm popping these roasts right on top of them. And just let that go in there. So got those both in. and we're going to make that happen from here. So what we want to do is we want to go ahead, and of course it was 10:30 this morning for me to get these on for lunch. Set this about 350 degrees Fahrenheit, and then I set it for about 2 hours and 15 minutes at that. And then my oven does have a setting for convection cooking, and so kind of use that a little bit to make that happen. Love what the rub does with this. Bark looks good on these, and so I'm going to get this in the oven real quick, pop it in, and just let it run. And really enjoying the seasonings that I got from La Morena. Thank y'all so much for providing that to me. And here we have our gratuitous sizzle shot. All that seasoning cooking in, and here we go. We're cutting into it, and you know, I'm the first one to admit when things aren't exactly perfect. And although this meat was very good, I probably could have cooked it for at least another hour, or wrapped it up, maybe drop some beef broth in there for a little bit more tenderness. But I could cut it with my fork. But man, I'm so used to eating brisket the way I make it that I was thinking to myself, hey, that's how tender it needs to be, just like my brisket. But this had some texture and still really juicy, as you can see. Very tasty. Snow day lunch. Roast beef with La Morena Tex BBQ. We've got some mashed potatoes topped with some pan gravy and some chives, bacon infused green beans as well. Thank you so much for watching. I hope that you're enjoying these videos. If you are, go ahead and hit the thumbs up to like, and go ahead and subscribe to my channel. Really helps me if you go ahead and subscribe and watch these videos all the way through. Thanks again, and have a wonderful day.